If you like this video, please click like, share it, subscribe, buttons down there. And if you want coaching with me in Nottingham or online, all the information is in the bio. How you doing? All right? So this week, I'm going to answer a question that I've been asked a few times, also by my mate Varun. How you doing, Varun? And that question is, how far to pull the cue back? Is it a long way? Is it different for different shots? But again, ultimately, it's down to you and what you feel comfortable doing. If you're consciously thinking about that, you're not thinking about potting balls, which is no good. And like I use the examples of the pro game, plenty of different ways of doing it. So a lot of advice out there, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, there'll be an amazing player that doesn't do it. So here's a little tip that I think you can do to try and find what you feel comfortable with. Check it out. Right, pull back, how far do you do it? Well, it doesn't really matter that much. I can't tell you how far you need to pull the cue back. It's all about what you feel comfortable with. And if you look at the pro game, you've got Ding Junhui, who's quite short, pulls it back not a long way, and you could argue, he could probably start to pull it back a bit further, but ultimately, he's brilliant. You wouldn't mind being as good as Ding Junhui with a really short hit. I might try it. So to say that he's not doing it right is, well, he is, isn't he? He's doing it right than everyone. But like I say, yeah, you do see him struggle with the power shots a little bit more because of he's not, and the only reason that is because he haven't got a longer run up. When you pull your cue back further, you've got a longer run up to generate that pace you need to. On the other end of the scale, you've got somebody like Luca who pulls it back miles, and then he finds it easier to generate that speed because he's starting from further back. That's it, really. That's all it is. It's not power as such. It's not ball striking. It's just he's just got a longer swing. But ultimately, you've got to do something you can repeat. So for me to tell you should do it this way would be wrong. But I think what you've got to do is find something you can repeat and what you feel comfortable with. Now, for me, my hit, I don't even think about how far, even if I'm just softly hitting that there, I pull it back that far. And if I want to screw the ball back with a little bit more power, with this cue, then I'm not even thinking, all I'm thinking about is where I'm hitting and the strike itself. So that's how we'll feel comfortable. So I think a tip of finding something you feel comfortable with is this, right? What I would do, because you don't want to be counting or be consciously aware of it, it needs to be a feeling, right? What I would do, a little tip to find what you feel comfortable doing is spread the balls around the table. And on every shot, I want you to pull it back as far as you physically can. Even if you're just hitting it like that, right? And then if you're hitting it a bit harder, again, just do all that there, like that. And like I say, spread them around everywhere. Just keep potting easy balls. Don't matter if you miss the odd one. So if you can pull it back all the way on a succession of shots, right? What that might do is give you an indication of what you actually really feel comfortable doing. Because obviously you can't go further back and all the way back. And you might think, well, I don't like all the way back. But you'll start to know what your cueing feels like and think, well, I like it there. Do you know what I mean? And then you can find something that you feel comfortable doing. And then it's all about repeating it. I say that most players on the program go for a longer swing. And that is because you're not accelerating because you're accelerating at a slower pace. Ultimately, you still have to be going the correct speed at impact on the cue ball. That goes the same with short hit and long hit. You can have a hit like a hummingbird's wing. If you hit the correct part of the cue ball at the correct speed, then it will still work like somebody who's got the longest swing ever. But like I say, the benefits of a longer swing means that you're in control of the cue tip a little bit more because you're accelerating at a slower pace. But like I say, ultimately it's got to go in the correct pace at impact. So like I said, I can't tell you how far to pull it back. You've got to find something you're comfortable yourself. So I would recommend that you play a load of shots, pulling it back all the way, and then think, well, that's not, I don't like it that far. I like that far, I like that, and you can keep repeating it. But again, you need to be more interested in the follow through rather than the pullback. Try it. You might end up changing a little bit. You might find something you feel comfortable, and then you're off. Again, I can't tell you how far, but just find something you can repeat. Same old. So there you go. I think it's a nice, easy way of you trying to find what you can repeat and what you feel comfortable with. Because ultimately, that's what you've got to do. If you are trying to do something you don't like, no good. And most of the time, when people are going down these rabbit holes, it's not why they're missing in the first place. A very high percentage of the time, it's not. So, you know, just try that. You might change, you might go back to what you normally do, but you know, at least you've tried it and you can just crack on with doing what you're doing. Please comment below, positive or negative. I don't mind, I quite like engaging. Not too horrible though, because I'm a very, very sensitive flower. See you soon.